So, Doc, I guess then there has to be some form of transparency, because I've heard of instances where accountants are asking for bank statements and MDs are withholding bank statements and all of that. So, how do you how do you ensure transparency in that as well? Because I mean, because of certain things that go on behind the scenes, people try to hold back information when maybe requests are being made for those kind of things. So how do you go about that as well?
Good.
Yeah.
Once you are separating your affairs from the affairs of the company, you should not have any problem whatsoever. Yes, I appreciate the fact that in Ghana, most people hold onto their company so tightly.
Yes.
You know, and when it comes to financial issues, there's almost like a taboo. Nobody even, they don't want anybody to know anything about their finances.
Yeah.
Look, I told you, if you don't keep the records, you'll not be able to measure. If you cannot measure, you cannot change. You know, that's what you cannot change for the better. So you need to be very, very transparent. Okay? That is why you have an account person. And for a startup or for a small business, you may not necessarily have, a chartered accountant or a full-time accountant, maybe a consultant, maybe somebody who is doing the bookkeeping for you. But it's very key and important that you are very candid when you are making expenses. Okay? Because sometimes, look, you go out, you know, as part of chasing a particular lead, chasing a particular sale or a certain client, you end up, you know, taking somebody to lunch or end up traveling to somewhere. You keep all these receipts and you come and then you give it to your bookkeeping person or your account person, and then they go ahead and then they record. When you are receiving payment come through your bank account, right? Good. Now, how will you be able to tell if you are running a business that you have multiple payments coming in a particular month? How sure are you that all the payments have come? Unless you are doing reconciliation. Good. So you need to make sure that the bank statements are available to the accountant. So the accountant is doing reconciliation to make sure that all the payments have come, you know, through. And if they haven't come through, then he or she is able to follow up and make sure that they're able to come through. So as for transparency with respect to financial records, look, there's nothing that you can do. You need to make sure that you share with the people that need the information to be able to do their work. And then it will bode well for your business if you are doing it the right way.